Hi, welcome aboard Flew Out Airlines. I'm your flight attendant, real pristine. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm in the restroom because the hotel bathroom has the best lighting and okay, period. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about finishing up IOE finally, and I also did my very first trip. So we got a 2-in-1 today. So sit down, get yourself something to drink, something to eat. Make sure you like and subscribe because I'm giving all this tea and I don't understand why you haven't liked and subscribed by now. So go ahead and do that. I'll wait. Did you do it? I hope you did. Come on, like this stuff because I don't know if y'all like this. So that's why I need you to like. I need you to subscribe to let me know you're feeling the content and you like what I'm talking about and I'm giving you good tea so that you can go out and be the best flight attendant you want to be. You feel me? Okay. So my first IOE got canceled because of the weather. So this IOE was with a brand new instructor, and she was really nice. And both of them were really nice, but the new instructor that I had was actually fresh out of IOE instructor training, and I was her very first student, basically. So I was like, wow. So it was just two different perspectives because I had a very seasoned IOE instructor. She's been an instructor for, I don't know, X many years. And then I have this new instructor who is brand spanking new. So it was interesting to just observe, a seasoned instructor versus a brand new instructor. They were both very nice. It was a good time. They were very informative, very welcoming, very helpful. So that was great. I honestly have no complaints about IOE. I, performed the IOE well. She gave me her notes and her reviews and what she feels like I should just look out for moving forward and things like that. I have her contact information. I exchanged information with both IOE instructors. So now I have two people that I can refer to and ask questions to. So that's great. After IOE was done, I immediately got a flight from Denver straight to Atlanta because that's where I live. Came straight home. Literally, it was like maybe 30 minutes in between our last flight and my flight to leave home. So I booked it straight on my flight, got on my flight, went home. They said that we would get like 2 to 3 days off and they'll give us our schedule of what we're supposed to be working for the whole rest of the month. Y'all, so I'm at home and I'm like, okay, there are certain days that I wanted off in that month, in the month that they were gonna schedule me. So I wanted to contact someone. But my IOE instructor told me that someone will contact me and ask me, are there any days that I would like off? So I was just keeping my phone on, waiting for someone to call me. Y'all, they called me literally less than 24 hours. I got home maybe 10 o'clock that night, and the next day at 7 p.m. they called me and they were like, hey girl, I didn't say hey girl, but whatever. They was like, hey girl, we made your schedule, go check it online. And I'm like, wait, there were days that I want to take off. They were like, oh really? And I was like, yes. And they were like, okay, well, we'll transfer you over to the person who made your schedule and you can talk it out with them. So I ended up talking to another person who actually made my schedule, and she was very helpful. She ended up moving my days to the days that I needed off because I wanted my birthday off. Don't nobody want to work on their birthday. So she took me off of my birthday and gave me that weekend off. So that was great. but it was like, we have to have 11 days off, which I think I was trying to have more than 11 days. So she was just like, I need another day, I need another day. And I'm like, I ain't gonna work that much. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll give up one of these days. Instead of getting 3 days off, because of the days that I wanted throughout the month, I only got 2 days off of work before I started my first trip. So basically, once I got off the phone with her, I had to book my flight to commute to Denver the very next day. So I was like, well, that's what I get for wanting to be off for my birthday. Now I don't get 3 days off. I only got 2 days off. So, but whatever, I'll take that small L because I do not want to bring in my birthday, you know, on a flight working. Like, no, that's not the vibes. Anyways, I was on the way to the airport, and as I was on the way to the airport to commute to Denver the night before, they called me and said, hey, we have a trip scheduled for you to work starting tomorrow at like 9 o'clock. And I was like 9 a.m. So I was like, okay, cool. So basically that means I don't have to leave Atlanta tonight. So I was like, I'd rather stay at home and just leave in the morning. So I ended up leaving that morning, caught like the first flight, and then, which there's a time difference, it's like a 2-hour time difference between Eastern Standard and Mountain Standard Time. So I left my house around, I don't know, 5, whatever the case may be, flew to Denver, and then was beginning my trip maybe like an hour in between. So that took care of like not having to stay anywhere. Mind you, I haven't figured out if I'm gonna stay in a crash pad, or like, I haven't figured out my living situation in Denver yet, because I'm just winging it and hoping they'll let me know when my trip is ahead of time, like they did last night. My trip started at 9, it was a 3-day trip. It was like 3 legs, and then our final leg was gonna stop in Wyoming, and I had an overnight in Wyoming, and then come back to Denver, and then go to San Francisco and come back, and then my trip was over. So I booked a flight to leave, and that was the end of my reserve time. So I booked a flight to leave right after that flight, so I didn't have to worry about somewhere to stay. So anyways, I check in that Monday morning, or that Friday morning, whatever. So I check in, and I'm sitting there waiting, y'all. I'm looking at the schedule of, everything, and I was like, okay. And I realized I'm gonna be on the 200. On the 200, you're by yourself. I've never been, on the 200 by myself in real life as a flight attendant. So I was like, what the? I was not ready for that. I was like, oh my god, I don't even know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, low-key panicking, but I was like, okay, it's gonna be fine, right? Because I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read off the announcements that I'm supposed to do, and even if I mess up, nobody will know, or nobody will care, because there's none of the flight attendant to correct me and be like, you're doing it wrong. The pilot is literally flying the plane, and the passengers just want to get there. So no one's necessarily concerned about me messing up. So I was like, okay, just calm down. I'm like walking to the plane, and there wasn't a jet bridge. We just like walked straight to it. And you guys, I'm looking at the door, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how to close this door. I don't know how to close this door. Oh my god. I just started panicking, and I was like, oh my god, I don't remember how to close this door. And I've been working with ERJs for the past 2 IOEs, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't remember how to close this door. So I saw another flight attendant, and she was like, oh, it's easy, you just press the button, like it'll all come back to you once you're actually doing it. And I'm like, okay, I hope so. Y'all, so basically I get on the plane, you know, get everybody on, do the whole process, and then I close the door, close it. It did kind of come back to me, but then I just felt like I was missing something. So then I asked the pilot, does he know if the door is closed or not? Does he know how to close the door? And he was like, I guess there's something in the front of the, there's like something on his end that he can see, like, I don't know, a signal that tells him the door is closed. And he was like, the door is closed. And I was like, okay. So like, we're sitting in the jump seat and we take off, and I was like, okay, if this door isn't properly closed, I'm going to fly out of here and die. And, you know, I wonder, is my body gonna be shut up? Is it gonna be, am I gonna be all together? How fast are they gonna put me on the news? Are they just gonna call me a flight attendant? Are they gonna call me by my name? Like, all of these thoughts were going through my head because I was like, I don't think this door is closed. But as you can see, I'm here today. So basically the door was closed. Goodness, that was a very hectic feeling. I just really felt like I was gonna fly out of the aircraft because the door wasn't closed. So that was scary, but I'm glad that's over with. And I did close the door properly. So, you know, thankfully everything did come back to me. But if you're feeling nervous, like the way I did, go ahead and review that stuff, the door information, before you get on the plane. So we had our stop in Rock Springs, Wyoming, which I was like, what is in Wyoming besides Kim and Kanye's mansion, our getaway spot? I don't know what else is there. But I stayed in a hotel. I mean, I made like 1 or 2 stops. Like I went to Walmart. Yeah, I didn't really do much. But anyways, attached to the hotel is this restaurant called Old Chicago. And at the hotel, they give us like these little vouchers for like a free breakfast. And y'all, Old Chicago, I don't know about the rest of their menu, but those pancakes were so good. It was so good. It was like buttermilk, but you don't even need no butter. You don't need extra butter. That's all you need. You don't even need syrup. It was so good. I haven't had a pancake like that in like years. I was like, this pancake is really good. So I'm actually looking forward to going back and getting those pancakes again. Going back to flying by myself. So I was flying the 200, basically those, the first day, and the second day was overnight. The third day, I was also by myself on the 200. And it was fine. Like my passengers, only one flight was like almost full. The rest of them were like half full. I did do service, but it was quick. It was like one and done. No one was being difficult, which was great. Everyone was very like nice, calm, collected. And honestly, I just got a little bored because I didn't have a book or like anything. So I highly recommend bringing a book to read so that you have something to do, whether it's an ebook or a physical book. Bring a book with you just to, you know, kill time. And also when you're in the hotels, bring your computer. I didn't bring my computer. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did that. I will never make that mistake again. So bring your laptop, bring a book to read, you know, make a schedule of things that you can do during your overnights and during your I don't want to say free time, but your in-between time of doing service while you're on the aircraft. So one thing that I noticed is that as soon as the wheels touch the runway, people start taking off their seatbelts. Like, the seatbelt sign is on, what are you doing? Like, people will take off their seatbelt, and then when we stop and the seatbelt sign is still on, people will literally get up and start taking their suitcase out of the overhead bin. And I'm just like, don't you see me still sitting down with my seatbelt on? Don't you see the seatbelt signs on? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's almost like I really want to say, like, the bell does not dismiss you. I do. I do. Like, the seatbelt sign doesn't, the pilot doesn't, the wheels touching the runway doesn't. I dismiss you, I dismiss you. Like, now I know how teachers felt. But honestly, I'm also not one of those people who's very like, no, sit down. I'm not that flight attendant. I know there are flight attendants like that, but I'm not. You're grown, you know, if you get up, that's not a good idea. The seatbelt sign is on, but I'm not someone who's gonna be yelling at people about it. But as soon as the seatbelt sign goes off, what I wanted to tell you guys is that you, if you're on a 200, you can go ahead and open the door. And I didn't know that. I was just sitting there, and then like the pilot was like, you can open the door, like, dummy. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was waiting on you, or I don't even know what I was waiting on. I was just sitting there like, what next? Yeah, so don't be a rookie like me. And another thing that I wanted to speak on is that was my first trip. So after that trip, I went home, and I didn't have to stay in a hotel at all. So yeah, I didn't have to stay in a hotel. I don't have a crash pad yet. So now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do as far as crash pad or hotel or whatever the case may be. And honestly, like, I really don't want to have roommates, but it's like I don't want to have an apartment out here and in Atlanta. I don't want to live here. I don't want to have roommates. That's number one. That's first and foremost. With a crash pad, there's like 14, 15 people, and then there's only 2 bathrooms, and then there's bunk beds. And it's just like, that's not how I want to live. Like, roommates, people, crowded, it's a pandemic, like, it just sounds unsanitary and just not a good quality of life, going from my own apartment to bunk beds and roommates. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to figure out something, because let me tell you, I didn't bring any lunch on that 3-day trip, and $20 a day on food, $20 per meal on food is not gonna work. That is not gonna work for me. Like, it was all cute for IOE and the first trip, but yeah, we're not doing that no more. I'm not gonna be spending money in the airport. Like, it's just too much. Like, at first, when I was in the airport, and if I had like my uniform on and stuff, they would give me, I think the discount was like 10%, and it was like $1 off. And at first I was like, it's only $1, like, that's nothing, you know? But no, at the end of my trip, when I got that meal, I was like, did you put the discount on there? Yeah, because I need to save that $1. Yeah, money is, I do not want to spend like money on little things like food when I can bring my food. So I'm gonna start bringing my food. Also, another reason why we're not gonna be spending a whole bunch of money on food is because, you see this? You see this? Touching the pan on my makeup? This is starting to get expensive. Beating my face every day, looking good, makeup costing, makeup running out. I have to go to MAC again. Oh my goodness, like, I cannot be wasting money on food. I really can't. I have to like be smart about this. So yeah, my money needs to go, if I had to choose between looking good and eating good, looking good. Like, I'll eat a couple of noodles before I sit here and look a hot mess and have crab legs and steak. No. So we're gonna go with looking good. So I'm gonna be smart about what I'm gonna be eating and bringing meal prep. So let me know in the comments if you guys want to know what type of meals I'll be bringing on the flights with me. Also, in the next video, I'll probably tell you guys like what I'm gonna do as far as the crash pad. I've been looking at like 2, And we're just gonna see, we're just gonna pray on it and see like what God has in store. All right, guys. All right, y'all. That's all I got for you guys. I feel so naked without my earrings. Only when my hair is pulled back. If my hair is down, I don't be wearing earrings because I don't care. But right now, I look like a little boy with makeup and 2 buttons and lashes. Okay, maybe I look like a girl, I don't know. Anyways, all right, y'all, this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.